Hi, this is Tamara with the Rogers Public Library, and today we're going to dive deep into the Libby app with your library card. This will be a little bit long, but we're going to go over every little detail about what you can do with the Libby app and your library card. So here we go. So we're going to go to your App Store or Google Play Store, and we're going to type in Libby, L-I-B-B-Y, and it's going to show us the app. It'll say Libby by Overdrive. So if you're familiar with Overdrive, it is the sister app. So we've downloaded it, and now it's going to ask, do you have a library card? And yes, we do. If you have Libby on another device, you can copy it over. You'll tap on copy from my other device and then follow those prompts to where it will show up on your other device, and then you can download it to your new one, and it'll have all of the same information. Or if you haven't used Libby before, you'll search for a library. So we'll go and we'll type in the zip code 72758, and that will show our library. So it's Arkansas Library to Go with the Rogers Public Library. And then it will ask, do you have your library card? So we'll get our card number and we'll log in. No spaces. Your PIN may be the last 4 digits of your library card. It asks, do you read with your Kindle device or Kindle app? And I do, so I'll click yes, and then we'll go to continue. So here we are at the home page. We'll just scroll down a little bit and we'll see sometimes they have reading recommendations. Like right now they have some of the subjects for kids, teens, mysteries, and thrillers. There's a librarian list. If you go further down, there's a generated list of recently added, and these things change according to like what time of year it is. So you might want to scroll down and check and find new reads. So we're going to tap on the little icon in the middle, which is a little girl reading a book, and that's Libby. And then it shows you manage notifications. And this just pops up for different things. You can choose email notice or menu badge on your phone or your device. And it shows you different things. Like if your loan is expiring, it will remind you. It'll tell you if your loan has expired. If you have a hold ready or if your hold is lapsing, it will let you know. And I really like to put that one on my device so I can see when I have a hold ready. It'll notify me when another title in the same series is added or notify me when an author is added. And it's just a really good idea to put those notifications up just to let you know when your holds are ready or when you might have a fun new read. You can add your email address and it can email you these items as well. So we're just going to go down and put those back on email. And like I said, the menu badge will pop up on your device as a notification. So now we're going to look at our shelf. It's to the right of Libby. It kind of looks like a little bookcase. In Actions, you can synchronize your shelf. So if you have 2 devices, it will synchronize your pages and your audiobooks. You can also look at your download rules. I have it to where everything will download automatically, and I download only on Wi-Fi to save on my data usage. You can make it to where bigger files like audiobooks or magazines, you have to choose when you're going to download. But for now, we're going to search and we're going to look up Halloween just to see what Libby has to offer. So it's going to show us all of the items that we have that have Halloween in the title or they're about Halloween. So we have 325 books and 6 audiobooks. And I want to narrow this down to items that I can check out right now. So I'm going to go to Preferences and I'm going to go to Availability and choose Available Now instead of Everything. Everything shows things that are currently checked out. So we're going to narrow it down, and it shows items that we can have right this instant. So I'm just going to go down to Clifford's Halloween, and I'm going to tap on it. And you see it has the different things about the book. So it has the synopsis, it has it if it's in a series, it shows that, the author and illustrator. If you scroll down a little bit, it will show the audience. So this is for juveniles. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, it shows other titles in the list. So if you see, all of those are about Halloween. So we're just going to go back up and I'm going to borrow this. So I tap on borrow and it shows me the card and I'm going to borrow it and it's going to accept that. And I have already borrowed Clifford's Halloween. It tells me, do I want to set up my notifications? And we will just leave that for right now. It asks, do we want to read with Kindle? Because I'd set that up earlier. So yes, I tap on that and it takes me to Amazon. You do have to have an Amazon account to read with the Kindle device or a Kindle app. So here we are logged into Amazon, and up at the top right it says Get Library Book. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to deliver it to Tamara's iPad, which is the device that I'm recording on right now. So we go ahead and deliver get library book, and it'll say thank you, your digital library book has been delivered to your iPad. So then we're going to go to the Kindle app on the iPad, and here tap on the book, and here it is. And so this is a picture book, so it's going to focus really hard on the images. If you tap at the top of the screen, it'll pull down different options like how to close your book, and then it will show you about this book, the cover, if you're syncing from one device to another. And also if you click on before you go, it will show you different stuff about the author if you want to review it, and it'll show you more from the author. And then you can just scroll through and read the book with your little one. So what we're going to do is go back to Libby, and we're going to look and read with. We're going to change that so where it's going to give us two options. It's going to give us read with the Kindle, which is what we just did, or you can read with Libby, which it'll read inside this app right here. So we tapped on that. And as you can see, it looks a little different. I like reading through Libby for picture books because the pictures are bigger, and it's just a little bit different. And like you can zoom in on the images, like we're just going to zoom on in the little girl, and you can pull up and see what page you're on, and further up it'll give you a little bit of appearance, and then if you pull it down from the top, you can bookmark your item, and you can explore the different options there. So we're just going to go back to Libby, back in the top left, and we're going to return this early because we're done reading it and we want other people to be able to read it if they want to. So I always encourage return early when you're done with the book. And I'll show you a bit why it's important to return things early. I'm going to go to what's popular, and we're going to just kind of scroll down and try to find a book to place on hold. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll back up, and I'm going to change my preferences from available now to everything. So we're going to see a few more different items. All of the items here at this top row say place hold, and that means that it's currently checked out to somebody else and I want to check it out after them. So I'm placing the hold, and it tells me there will be about 22 weeks. So if everybody keeps their book the whole time, even if they're done with it, it'll be 22 weeks until I get this book. But if everybody returns early, it'll be much shorter. So we're going to go back to the Libby shelf and go to our holds and look and see at that. And it tells us, yes, our hold is placed. I am 11th in line. So now I'm going to borrow an ebook. So I'm checking out The Giver of Stars. I click borrow. It gives me options, and I'm going to read with Kindle. So it's going to pull up my Amazon account again, and so I'm going to get library book and send it to my iPad. And it says thank you, it's gone through, and then we're going to go back to the Kindle app, and there it is. So I'm going to tap on the book, and it's going to give me a ton of things to do with this ebook that we're going to explore. So it tells us about the book, the author, a few of the author's other titles, and we're going to X out of that and then explore all of the different options that you can do with ebooks. One of the best things that you can do with an ebook is you can change the size of the text and also the font. So we're going to make the text as big as we can, which is helpful for people who aren't able to even reach large print books, and we're changing the text and the font to a dyslexic friendly font that makes it easier for people with dyslexia. So we're just going to change that back, and we're going to explore the other options. And now we're going to go to layout, where you can change the background color to black or maybe to this beige color. You can also change the spacing, alignment, margin, etc. We're going to go and change the theme to low vision. So the text is bigger and also bolder to help people who may not be able to read the skinny fonts that they have. And then you can go to more, and you can do a reading ruler, which I enjoy doing that one. So we're going to go and tap on that one, and we're going to turn it on, and then you can change the opacity of the ruler and the colors, and then you just take your finger and kind of scroll it up and down as you're reading, which is helpful for people whose eyes kind of drift on the page. And so we're going to turn that off. You can also change the brightness of the book that you're reading if you're trying to read in bed at night, and there's just so many options to go through and to look through. I like to bookmark my page, which you kind of tap in the top right and it'll show you the bookmark so you won't lose your place. You can also highlight words if you don't know what they mean, and it'll usually tell you the dictionary definition. You can also highlight phrases, and then you can make notes on them and change the color. I like to make notes on things for books that I'm reading for book club to discuss them with other people, or if I just really like the great lines, so you can type a little note in there, and when you go up to the top again, when it where the bookmarks are, you tap on that and it'll show you that you have made a note on that page. So now we're going to go and we're going to explore the audiobooks. So we're going to go and look at what's new. I'm going to look at my preferences, format audiobooks, and I'm going to choose juvenile. So it's going to show me any audiobooks that we have available now that are for the juvenile audience. So we're going to tap on Ivy and Bean. As we saw before, this will show us all of the information about the book, how long it is, if it's in a series. So we're going to scroll down and look at other titles in the list, and I'm just going to look and see and decide that I want to see what else we have to offer for Ivy and Bean. So we're going to tap on the series and go down. These are audiobooks that we have available, and I'm going to just change it from audiobooks to any and then everything. So right there in the series, we were able to easily change our preferences, and then it shows us all of the Ivy and Bean books that we have, audiobooks and regular books. But right now I'm going to check out an audiobook, so I'm going to go and change it back to audiobook. So we're going to the Ivy and Bean audiobook, we're going to borrow it, and then it's going to start downloading. You can open audiobooks and listen to them inside the Libby app. And there's lots of different options, like there's the playback speed, so you can choose how fast the narrator is going to talk. I like to do it about 1.2, and then you can also go to a sleep timer. So if this is a bedtime story, you can decide how long the narrator is going to talk until it turns itself off, so you won't miss the whole book if you fall asleep. There's also the bookmark bar, where you can choose to bookmark a certain section, and again, it works just like what you do with an ebook. So you just tap the little bookmark in the top right, and you can also make a little note, a great book, and then you save it, and then it will go right there to where you will pick up where you left off. We're back to the homepage, and now we're going to go and look at subjects. We have 52,000 titles in our catalog, and they're all organized by different subjects, so you can tap on those and see what you want. I am going to show one last thing, so I'm going to go to magazines, and then I'm going to choose a subject from there. I like to do different crafts, so I'm going to tap on the crafts, and it'll show us all of the magazines we have available under the crafting subject. So I'm going to click on the magazine Cross Stitcher. Again, it shows you a synopsis of the magazine and just different information about it. You can also go all the way down and it'll show you back issues. So from previous months, you can borrow those. I'm going to go and borrow this one. So it's going to pull it up. I'm going to tap borrow. A magazine is very image heavy, so as it has a lot of time to download, make sure you're connected to your Wi-Fi. You can also be notified for new issues. It will show you a notify me tag, so I'm just going to name the tag cross stitch, and then I'll get notified anytime there's a new issue, and it'll tell me what tag I've assigned it. You can also assign it like in little emojis or anything you want. So we're going to open up the magazine now, and it kind of looks a little bit like the picture books that we went through. You can scroll through and you can pinch and zoom to look at the images if you want. But you can also go and make it appear where it says read the article down at the bottom, and it'll pull it up into a more reader-friendly version to have the text bigger, so you won't have to go through and pinch and zoom and then zoom out and zoom in to see the rest of the page. We're just going to flip through to the next page, and you see it has 2 articles in it, so you can just tap whichever one you want to do, go and scroll down and see, and then you can pull that read the articles and pull up the next article. So it's just a good way to go through and look at the text and read the magazine in a more friendly way. So we're going to go back to the home page, and we covered a lot of things here, but I didn't cover everything. But you can tap on Libby in the middle and go down to where it says get some help, and there will be more things for you to look through and to change for your Libby to make it an experience that's good for you. So you can look at contact your library, manage notifications, and then you can click where it says help site, and it will take you to the Libby app help site with more categories to help you navigate your app. So that is our deep dive into Library to Go / Libby. I hope you learned a lot. You can always contact the library and ask more, and thank you for watching.